whatever some other YouTuber is doing is not necessarily going to work for you. It might not be the right thing for you to go out and sell all your handbags. That might not be the right decision for you guys. There are people who seek hope in buying luxury. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Do you guys think that YouTube is kind of like a cult sometimes? Like, there are all these like little groups on YouTube, little subgenres that people watch every day, and people just make it their whole life. I know for me, I made obsessing about handbags and shopping a big part of my life, and although I don't think it defines me as a person, it is a huge distraction and something that I really enjoy doing. Sometimes I question whether it is the right path for me or whether I was purely influenced by other people on social media. I think the fact that people do take on what they watch and they get influenced by what everyone else is doing. Someone may have wanted to purchase the P9 Speedy because they saw it on their favorite influencer, only to realize that influencer was going to sell it a month later and then be angry by that because the viewer spent $15,000 on that bag, and now it doesn't seem like it's cool anymore because of what that influencer decided to sell it. But really, the viewer shouldn't really necessarily take on board what the influencer is saying and probably should have listened to their own gut, and it shouldn't really matter whether the influencer sells their bag on or not. But unfortunately, a lot of people are very lost in life and try and seek the answer from YouTube very often. When I was younger, I had acne and I didn't know what to do. No one in my life could fix it. I went to the doctor. They gave me like cream, which made it worse. They told me I was depressed and I needed to go on like antidepressants and all this. But really, I just wanted to fix my acne. So I went to YouTube. This was like probably the first time I ever went on like YouTube, and I tried to find the answers to why I had acne and how to fix it. And I found myself going down a whole rabbit hole of special diets, ways to get rid of acne, lifestyle changes you can make, not eating meat, not eating dairy, not eating bread, not eating oil, not eating, and it just made me develop a huge fear of eating, actually, this was not for very long, but I was very scared that anything I ate would give me a pimple, basically. And it set me down a bad kind of path. And I know during that time when I was a teenager, when I had acne, there was very much a huge influence on YouTube to be a vegan, which is very interesting. I don't know whether that's the thing anymore, but this is when, there was Nikocado Avocado was a vegan, Liz was also a vegan, and these YouTubers have completely changed and evolved, and their influence, I would say, on the masses changed people's lives. You think about Nikocado Avocado, he went from being very slim vegan to obese, and now he's gone back to skinny, which is just a crazy, it's crazy how obsessed people are with just somebody's appearance, but it just goes to show how easily people can be invested in somebody's life on the internet. And with Elise, she isn't on YouTube as much anymore because she received a lot of criticism after she went from being a vegan to a carnivore. She ended up getting a lot of criticism from that, and people blaming her for giving them an eating disorder and all this. And when it comes to diets, it's a very dangerous rabbit hole to go down on YouTube. I will say I'm very influenced by that. At the moment, guys, I don't really follow any specific diet. I exercise. I just eat whatever, to be honest. I try and eat healthy things to keep my vitamins up and all that, but I'm not here, not eating oil and that. I just don't care anymore, guys, because that also set me down a bad path, I would say, being so obsessed with the diets and all that. But on YouTube, I mean, now, there seems to be more of a trend to eat a lot of protein and lift weights, and to, I would say, even go on Ozempic or something, which each to their own. That could be beneficial for some people, most certainly that could be beneficial, but for others that could be dangerous. So what am I talking about, guys? Well, what's this got to do with luxury YouTube? What I'm trying to say is there are people who seek hope in buying luxury, I will say. It's like a little distraction from our mundane lives. It's an escape. It's a way to, it's kind of like, When you set up in your mind that you are an successful person, it can actually change your life. And I know in some cultures, there is a huge emphasis on buying luxury because it actually tricks you to believe that you are successful. And sometimes it can actually draw into your life a lot of success. It's kind of like a fake it till you make it mentality. That's why sometimes when it's the new year, you might buy new clothes, you might just change your hair, change your life, because sometimes it's a placebo effect. When you change your life or when you add something very, very valuable to your life, it makes your life feel valuable and feel like you have potential. Honestly, like when I got my Birkin, I was like, wow, like my life is going to change now because I got my Birkin. And it did make me feel on top of the world. Like it's just a bag, but it's a mindset. And buying luxury is a complete mindset. After my obsession with, vegan YouTube, I went down a rabbit hole of unboxings, luxury YouTube, which was actually something that saved me from being so obsessed with health, I would say, surprisingly, which one may say is like a bad thing, but for me it wasn't, because I needed a balance, and life is all about balance. So I found luxury YouTube. I loved people sharing their appreciation of small things, of craftsmanship, of showing what's in their bag. I mean, I will never forget watching Jerusha and Melbourne and all that 5 years ago or whatever. It really got me out of a rut, and it inspired me to change my life, get a job in luxury retail, do all these kinds of things, and it made me very confident and happy, and it was a good thing in my life. I didn't really find I'm so obsessed about like my looks or that anymore, because I was just so interested in objects, and it was a good distraction for me actually for a while. But then I suppose it took over, and I probably got too obsessed with luxury, where it may have taken over a little bit too much. And I think the reason why, similar to maybe why people who went from vegan to carnivore or whatever get a lot of criticism, is that even I've noticed or I've observed on luxury YouTube, people went from buying a lot to going the complete opposite route and then becoming a minimalist or completely selling their whole collection. And I, over the years, have sold a lot of pieces from my collection and then have received sometimes criticism and hate for that as well. All in all, my channel's got a lot of love. I must say, I'm very thankful. I've got a lot of love on my channel, a lot of support, and a lot of people who can relate. But I've also noticed that, there is that complete opposite reaction sometimes on YouTube, where people go too much the other way and then they have to scale it back. And because they're selling a lot of things, they can get a lot of hate from that, because, probably their subscribers who are watching may have bought things in the past that they bought. They feel frustrated because they spent thousands of dollars because of that influencer, and now that influencer is just getting rid of it like it's nothing, or they're going down a completely opposite lifestyle. And what I'll say is that the thing that I find most interesting on YouTube, and as I've gotten older and wiser, is that you really can't make life-changing decisions based on what you see on YouTube with anything. Just because somebody spent $15,000 on a bag, it doesn't mean that you should. Or if you do, you have to, I guess, own up to the fact that you were influenced by a YouTuber, or maybe it is the right decision for you. I don't know. But what I will say is that it can be helpful to go down a bit of an obsession sometimes if it takes you out of maybe something that was more toxic. But there is a point in your life where you have to also listen to like who you are and understand who you are as a person and what is the right direction for you to go down. How do you really understand who you are? Like, what does that even mean? I think understanding who you are only can be done when you sometimes take a break, honestly, or you take time to yourself, away from social media, away from all the noise, away from everybody. Because I get the most ideas for YouTube or epiphanies in my life where I'm away from it all. If I take a walk, if I'm out in nature. It sounds so cliche. When I do yoga, when I wake up from a long sleep, I'm clear-minded, and you understand who you are and like what you want in your life. It might not be the right thing for you to go out and sell all your handbags. That might not be the right decision for you guys. Like, it is okay to feel like you love handbags. Similarly, it might not be the right decision for you to go out and buy a Coach bag or a Chanel bag or a Louis Vuitton bag. That just because that YouTuber is showing that doesn't mean that you have to do it as well. You have to really understand and know yourself. And I'm constantly trying to understand myself because I think I'm somebody who is very easily influenced by other people. But yeah, as I've gotten older, I'm starting to be like, no, that's not who I am. Like, I'm not like that. And I don't feel good when I act like that or do that or whatever. And unfortunately, and fortunately, I guess, everybody is completely different and everyone's life and body and mind is completely different. So whatever some other YouTuber is doing is not necessarily going to work for you. So you have to use your own judgment and also, I guess, listen to the signs in your life. Listen to your own intuition, which can be hard because a lot of the time we don't know what the signs are, but it sometimes will just come to us when we're in times, by ourselves or where we're clear-minded, when we're away from all this. But I will say, I do love luxury YouTube. I do love participating in it, as I like leading a healthy lifestyle. I think everybody enjoys that. But I think the key is not taking anything to the extreme. And at the same time, I don't think we should necessarily throw hate at YouTubers who put out these extreme ideas because they are probably going something through like some life journey themselves. They don't know the answer. Nobody knows the answer in life to anything, really. There's no really wrong or right answer to a lot of things. Anyways, thanks for listening to my blabby video today. I just had a lot of like random thoughts I had to get out there. Not sure if I was just saying nothing, but anyways, thanks for listening and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!